Good morning. It's very nice to be here with you today. My name's Leanne Peters and I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. That's the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of April 2024. So I trust this video finds you well. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, a wet, happily wet Tasmania, Australia. It's been very dry, so it's lovely to have some rain today. And today is Tuesday, the 2nd of April, and the time is 8:13 a.m. So welcome to you. I also want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for April, my Pillar of Light members turning 10 years this month, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I want to send out also a big welcome to everyone, all of my regular viewers here, and also anyone who might be new. If you are new, please let us know in the comments so we can welcome you. So what I'm going to be doing today, shock horror, if you're a regular viewer, you already know, but we'll do just a quick cap just for anyone who is new. I'm going to be working with my Oracle cards today. These are cards that I illustrated and created, and I have 2 decks combined. So I made these 2 decks the same size so that I could tuck them in together. So we have the Speed of Light Oracle cards in the black and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with the ladybug on the back. So I have 110 cards here that I'll be using to find the best cards that the majority of us need for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then 1 card for the theme for those days as well. So I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate, and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. So let's allow this to be a guide, and let's allow ourselves to be surprised. Because if we're surprised, it means we've come in with no expectations. So let's let our expectations go and see what unfolds and what happens. So I am shuffling the cards and I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Tuesday, the 2nd of April. So the best card for Tuesday is, let's go with this card. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle, and we have the Water Dragon, yes. So for those of you new to the videos or new to my cards, in this deck, the Animal Kingdom Oracle, there are 5 dragons. And I feel that the dragons are the most powerful cards in the deck. So out of 110 cards, we've got a dragon. The Water Dragon is for Tuesday. It's card 24, and it says diving to new depths. So there is a strong, very strong, I'm sure probably almost all of us would agree that the energy is very strong and very intense. And there are a lot of really big things that are taking place at this time. Quite big life-changing things, let's say. So on Tuesday, there is this energy here, this powerful energy with the dragon, just by simply this being a dragon, that the dragons are quite powerful symbols that pull us further into big changes or big things in our life, new beginnings, closing doors. There can be challenges, very much so, challenges connected with the dragon. It's not all love and light and everything will be all right. It's deep and it's challenging, the dragon energy. So the dragon pulls us, in this particular case, pulls us deeper into ourselves. This is the Water Dragon. So it's aligned with the water element. The water element is about emotions, it's about creativity, it's about sexuality. And this Water Dragon calls us deeper into the depths, into the things that matter, the things that have meaning for us, a sense of belonging, a sense of understanding about what we've got going on in our life. And this is what happens, and I think I talked about this in the last video with the lizard card, dropping under the surface of things. So we can tend to, probably most people, travel along the surface of things in life. And things are happening, and then there's reactions and all sorts of things to those happenings. For me, I've had many, well, actually, I don't know really when it started. Let me have a think here. Probably at least 20 years, if not a little longer. I've had this calling to go deeper into myself and deeper into my life experience. I want to discover and uncover the mysteries of myself and the mysteries of my relationships and the mysteries of life itself. So to follow that calling, I've found that I've had to drop deeper. I've had to drop deeper into myself, deeper into what I like to call my inner oceanic realm, like this deep inner place, like an ocean that is deep and mysterious and dark, and it contains all the things I know, but also very much so, and probably more, definitely more, the things I don't know about myself. So the depths call me. They call me so I can better understand myself, better understand life and my relationships and the things I've got going on. So on Tuesday, what is going on that you could, or what is calling you deeper into yourself or deeper into your life? What are you trying to look for more information about? What are you trying to understand to a fuller, more broader capacity perhaps? What is calling you down into its the way it works? You know, I think, well, I was going to say the sort of tickings of things, but it's like the getting into the cogs, getting to the workings of things. What is calling you in that regard? And how can you follow that calling? So how can you follow it? Well, it is a choice to make time to go deeper into things. So it could be deeper in thought. We might be, we might go on a contemplation sort of, move into a contemplation space where we're just thinking and thinking things through and thinking things from all different angles and perspectives. It might be going on into a meditation where we can drop deeper into ourselves in a meditation and ask for more information or a deeper level of understanding or a solution for this particular thing that we're going through at this time. So meditation, contemplation, brainstorming and good conversations with other people can be very beneficial as well, where we can soundboard and we can throw ideas back and forward and we can sort of weed out the good ideas from the not so good ones and use that as a calling to take us deeper. I also find art, including music, especially for me personally, also help call me deeper into the workings of things. Reading insightful books that speak to us can help give us another viewpoint or perspective as well. And I'm sure there are many, many other things too. So just a few things there perhaps to get you started. But let's look at the front of the card. The water dragon calls us on Tuesday, calls us deep down into ourselves. We might find some of us who have been out of balance, we might feel quite emotional on Tuesday because the water element is strong. So if we're avoiding how we really feel, then we might find our emotions quite loud. So let's not be afraid of them or try and numb them or dull them or turn away, but have the courage to look at this tsunami of emotion that's coming at us or that we're feeling and look at what this is trying to teach us. What is this showing us about what's out of balance or in our life or within ourselves or what's not working? So I really feel our emotions are indicators to show us where things need to be tweaked and need to be adjusted. What are we holding on too tightly to? What are we obsessed about or addicted to that we can't depart from because it makes us feel this big, huge tsunami of emotion? There is something in that for us to potentially look at if we can only have the courage to face that tsunami of emotion and that the challenges that all dragons bring. So that's for Tuesday. Thank you and good morning, Alicia, Layla and Vanessa. Rhonda's here and Joseph's here. Welcome to you all and welcome everybody. Okay, the best card for Wednesday, the 3rd of April for the majority of us is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's our friend, Expression. Keeps coming up every 2 or 3 videos for the last month or so, really, or the last month. Card 31, Expression. And it says communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. There's something deep about this card as well, like the Water Dragon has that depth to it, you know, really quite profound and quite, you know, it's very much revealed in the card. This card also has a depth because it's communication, it's expression primarily, which can include verbal communication, but it doesn't have to. Like, this is an expressive communication card, but the mouth's not open. There's no words coming out. There is energy coming out of the mouth in this illustration, but there are no words, you know. So although we might find that communication is important on the verbal side on Wednesday, this is very much about expression. And I've talked about it quite a lot previously because this card just keeps wanting to come up pretty regularly. You know, expressing energy and expressing ourselves is basically getting the energy moving. So if we've got this big tsunami of emotion or this big tsunami of energy that's around us and we're trying to make sense of it, or we might be trying to avoid it, we might be trying to run from it, we might not be trying to make sense of it, we might be scared of it, perhaps. But if we can find the courage to face the tsunami and see that actually what we thought was a big tsunami is actually a little wave, and yes, it might be and probably is confronting and challenging, but if we have the courage to face it, we might see it for what it is rather than see it for what we think it is, which is this big mountain of tsunami. So if we can have the courage to face this, this is all part of who we are. This is likely coming from inside us as a reaction or a response or an issue or something, an insecurity or a fear or something that we have that's been really challenged and triggered at the moment. If we can have the courage to face that and see it for what it is, not be afraid of it, but see it for what it is, find the courage to do that. That is like confronting, if you like, this energy that we have within, which is likely emotion, but it could be other things like wounds or issues as well, which are closely tied in. But this particular card is about getting that energy moving. Now, expression, I find extremely valuable. Expression, it could be artistic, creative expression. It could be verbal. It could be body movement. What forms of expression can you find best to express that you're determining and understanding about this sort of tsunami or this depth of energy that's at you at the moment? If you, instead of running or numbing, trying to numb and dull that and trying to run away or pretend it doesn't exist, can you find the courage to face it, see it for what it is, and then look at how you feel about this? What is the underlying issue here? What is that's been triggered maybe by other people around you, but there's something else underlying. This is the depth that's calling. You know, what's the underlying issue here? That kind of thing is in the depths. So when we have the courage to face it and then get the energy moving with it, because emotion wants to be in motion. So emotion wants to be expressed. It wants to move. It wants to flow. And so when we bottle things up, we're kind of holding ourselves stagnant. And it doesn't take long before we actually feel stuck and stagnant. But stuck and stagnation is not normal. It's not, normal is probably not quite the right word, but it's not the usual place of energy, because energy wants to move. It's flowing, it's cycling, it's always moving from one thing to the next. If we're holding on to something or ignoring something, it's going to bottle up and then we become stuck or stagnant. So getting the energy moving through expression, communicating, sharing, listening, expressing our issue through something private, our journal, creating, body movement, putting on your favorite song and just dancing crazily, just to get the energy moving in your body. All this stuff can help get that energy out and get it moving. So then it's not all backing up like this big mountainous tsunami. That's very scary to face. So expression is our card for Wednesday. So communication in some form, including listening, may be important for us to consider depending on what we've got going on Wednesday. So that's that. So thank you. Hi Judy. Hi Jackie from Ireland. And Felix is here. Michelle, welcome. So I'm now looking for the best card for Thursday, the 4th of April. And the best card for Thursday for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom. And it's the Nautilus. So this is all very, very connected. So if you've already been sort of resonating with what I've been saying, this is taking this to another level. It's card 39, the Nautilus. It's like a shelled creature in the water. And it says, break negative patterns and avoid going back to them. So we might find if we don't look at these energies day by day, I can almost feel like they're all bundled up and kind of linked in and connected for the next couple of days. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is exactly the card for Wednesday and expression was exactly the card for Wednesday. I would bundle these together because they do very much feel linked and like the general energy around for the next few days. The Nautilus, break negative patterns and avoid going back to them. What does that mean? It's like bad habits. It's like addictions. It's like an obsession with something or someone or ourselves. And breaking down that shell, breaking down the habit that keeps us attached, unhealthily attached to something or someone or ourselves. It could be our phone, could be a device, it could be something that we're doing or using, it could be something typical like drugs or that sort of thing as well. It could be attention that we're attached to as well. So basically looking at what are we attached to that is unhealthy, and if we had a break from something, if we had a break from this thing, if we say disconnected from everything and took a break, what would be the hardest to take a break from? What do we feel so attached to? Or who do we feel so attached to that even the thought of taking a break makes us feel sick? So that's a sure sign that we need a break, that we might have an unhealthy attachment or tie to something that is like a negative pattern or an addiction of sorts. And it will be healthy and probably valuable, and it seems favourable to look at these types of attachments or addictions or bad habits over these next few days, that things may be loud and maybe underneath maybe underneath this addiction or this bad habit is the issue too, because if we can notice our bad habits that sort of are automatic in many ways, but things we can't do without. Why can't we do without these things? We have got an unhealthy attachment to it. So there might be something else underlying that is helpful for us to look at as the trigger or the issue that keeps that addiction or bad habit in play. So what are you feeling attached to? What can you not live without, or who could you not live without, and why? Maybe taking a healthy break, detaching from these ties. I imagine actually cutting them off when I don't have it anymore. But early on Facebook, when Facebook was just like very, very busy, and I had a few viral posts back in 2012, and it demanded a lot of time of me. You know, like I was having like 20,000 new Facebook likes a week here at Temple of Balance page, which is why the page is so high. And it demanded so much, because the more people you got on your page, back then anyway, the more comments and the more replies and the more you've got to monitor. So I found that actually I was becoming a bit attached because I was trying to stay on top of it. So then probably every second weekend or so I would just need a break where I just turn my phone off, turn my computer off. And it will be really hard to begin with, because a part of me is like, oh, I've just got to check. Oh, I've just got to stay on top of this. But, you know, I've had to keep severing those ties because I could feel the pull like a cord that pulled me to that need to check that for whatever reason. So I imagined a lot of the time that I was cutting these cords off with a big pair of scissors, and I had to give distance between me and that thing so that I could get myself back into balance and get my priorities right, you know. So breaking negative patterns around at the moment too, breaking down the shell that keeps us hidden, and the shell that holds us back, really. So that's that. So quite intense energy remains, it seems. So I'm going to pull a theme card. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to, or if you'd like to connect more privately, then please send a message through our website. Please hit the subscribe or follow button if you wish to on Facebook or YouTube. So my next big thing coming up is my 12-hour healing event, and it's happening on Monday, the 8th of April, which is a new moon solar eclipse. And we're going to be diving deeply into our creativity shadow. That is like accessing every potential within us, and what's stopping us from accessing that is sort of part of the theme and what I'll be looking at during that 12-hour healing event. So like all of my 12-hour healing events, I start doing a 5-day video countdown with healing support videos. That actually starts from tomorrow. So from tomorrow, keep an eye out for 5 days to go, 4 days to go, 3, 2, 1 day to go, and then we have our healing event. So for the next 5 days starting tomorrow, please check in for some support videos. This, in my mind, is, for those of you joining me, it's a time of preparation as we prepare and clear as much out of the way before we dive into the healing event. So if you would like to join me for the healing event, then please have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au, and you can find more details and the time, the 12-hour time, see if it works for you. It might be Sunday your time, or you can join later. It doesn't have to be during the event. So you can learn more about that, my online art class, my card reading club, my cards, and all the things I do at templeofbalance.com.au. So thank you very much for your support, and let's now look for the best theme card for these days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th of April 2024. So what's the best theme card that will help us see the bigger picture for these particular days? So the best theme card for the majority of us for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of April is this Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it is this. It's the owl, the masked owl, and it's card 49, and it reminds us to stay optimistic. So this is about not giving up. It's about not losing hope. And it's about staying optimistic that things are going to work out. So let's not give up on things. Let's not give up on others. Let's not give up on ourselves or life itself if we can help it. And stay as optimistic and hopeful as we can that things are working out. Well, I'm going to get through this. This sort of thing might be really important for us the next few days, to really reassure ourselves that everything's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world if we stop and look at this big tsunami of whatever it is that we've got going on in our life that we've been, like the elephant in the room kind of thing that we've been avoiding. So let's find the courage to face our fear, to face this large and looming thing, whatever it might represent for us personally. And let's stay hopeful that we can overcome this challenge. And it might not feel like it over these next few days. It may not even feel like it lately. I know a lot of people are going through very dire, despairing, very difficult things, and a lot of people are losing hope. And this is a really comforting, supportive message here as our theme, to remind us, please, let's not lose hope. Let's not lose hope that things that they have to work out okay. So let's just keep reminding ourselves as we're going through, especially the difficult, challenging things, and stay optimistic that things are going to work out. So that's our owl friend guiding us here, and thank you for joining me. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for the start of the countdown to the 12-hour healing event. That's a support video, so it'll be more healing, sound healing, using my healing energy cards kind of thing. And I'll be back for the guidance on Friday, I think. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day and few days, and I'll see you next time I see you. So take care and goodbye for now.